Hello, hello, FitMama, Jen here. Nice to be on live with you. It is 9:15 p.m. here, Eastern Time, and I'm sitting in my cool setup here. I have a whole studio that I set up in my house because I'm doing a whole lot of video filming so far this week, but putting out a lot of videos of content that I've been creating over the last 2 years, working with my private FitMama clients, working in the group, working with the group clients that we're working with, and as well doing all my personal training and the stuff that I've been doing before. So I've been putting together a ton of resources and information, and I'm working now to getting it out to you so you can use it. Hey, 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 lots of viewers on here. Definitely say hi. Hey, Leslie. Congrats on the new gym, Leslie. I can't wait to come in and see you. So welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. I promise tonight that I will get right to the point for our Toolkit Tuesday, one of my favorite days of the week, to share the FitMama tools with you. Hey Christine, nice to see you. Thanks for joining. So it's really nice to see you tonight, and I just want to talk about this concept of binge eating or overeating. Hey Meredith. It's super important to talk about this because this is something very, very common. And hey G, hey girl, oh thank you. So this is something that we get asked a lot in FitMama. And I know I personally do, and it's one of those things where it's something that people find is a routine for them. They regularly get through their whole day and they feel really good about the things that they've eaten or the things that they've done, and they're getting ready for bed, or they're just put the kids down, or they have some downtime and they find themselves reaching for food. Sometimes it's healthy food, sometimes it's unhealthy. Doesn't really matter specifically. Some people are more distressed by it than others. Hey, Brielle. But the key thing is that people are finding that this downtime at night, 8 p.m. exactly. It's 8, 9, 7:30, depending on what time the kids get down. Hey, Renee. Hey, Jamie. Hey, guys. So the key thing is realizing what is that trigger, right? Something triggers us to get to that point. And I was saying already that there's a lot of research around this, specifically in the sort of binge eating and that kind of area of research, but my background is in the psychology of health and exercise. So fitness, exercise, healthy eating, my expertise really lies in the psychology behind all of those habits. So there's a lot of, hey Kara, there's a lot of information out there, and to get you the good information, to get you these tools that you can actually use, I just want to prime you with a little bit of info, okay? Hey Sheila, hey Sherry, hey Jamie. It's so nice to see you guys. So the key thing is to think this way. What is my trigger? Something triggers me to doing this, right? So it's about identifying that first and foremost. If this doesn't apply to you, you may not find that it's something specific that triggers you every night, but it may be something specific that triggers you, like going to a party when there's going to be all kinds of food there that you aren't sure if you want, or you don't know how much you're going to eat, or are you going to overeat? Is this part of your habit behavior pattern? So first of all, finding out that trigger so that you can be aware of it, right? The awareness is key. Hey, Sherry. So that is really, really important. So once you figure out that trigger, you can see what's setting you off. And the research out there in the exercise psychology world is about this idea of self-regulation or willpower. So we always talk about willpower, and I have people always saying like, oh, I have no willpower, right? This is a personal proclamation of many people. But the truth is that we all have willpower, but it's a limited resource, okay? There's only so much of it that we have. We only have that much, right? So everything that we do in the day pulls from this limited resource, okay? So we only have this pool. Imagine a swimming pool. I always think of it like a swimming pool. Hey guys, hey mwah, hey Denise, hey Katie, hey Natty. So the minute that you imagine this willpower or self-regulation as a limited resource, as a pool of water that all day you're just drawing from, right? All the emotional things, all the physical things, all the mental capacity type things. Decision overload makes me want to eat my feelings. Exactly. So those are really good points, and I'm going to come back to them. So this limited pool, this pool of water. Think of it as a bathtub even, because it's smaller, right? So you only have that much. So you go through your day and the kids are crying, the boss is yelling at you, you have a fight with so-and-so, you tripped over and stubbed your toe, you had a hard workout, you took care of so-and-so, you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that, right? Hey, Melissa, hey, Sylvia, hi, guys. So you did all these things and you got all kinds of crazy all day, and then you come home and you say, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym, or oh, I'm gonna do my workout, or oh, I'm gonna, eat a healthy meal and get right to sleep early. And that doesn't always happen that way, because the resource that you have to draw from is completely depleted, right? You're like, I've depleted all of it. I have nothing left. So that's when we revert back to those regular habits, those ingrained habits that we have, that we've been doing over and over and over for years, okay? When all is lost and our self-regulation is depleted and we have no more willpower to give, then we revert back into these habits. And that's why I always talk about creating things and routines so that you can create new habits, right? It's about new habits. Hey, Kate, mwah, how are you? Hey, Jen. Oh, it's nice to see you. So yes, that's another good point, Shannon. So my nighttime TV watching schedule revolves around mindless munching. Yes, right? It's so common for us just to get, oh, the kids are off, it's me time, and I eat and eat and eat. So whether it's we're eating our feelings, or it's just a routine, or it's just because it's there, or it's just leftovers and we don't want to throw it out, whatever the reason is, we need to be alerted to it. Okay, that's our first thing, is alerting ourselves. So that's that trigger. Hey, Christy. Hey, Lisi. Hey, Jen. So thinking about it that way, what's the trigger, right? That first thought that goes through your head that's like, I'm about to do it. Because a lot of time we don't alert ourselves to it. We just kind of do it. It's like, oh, put the kids to bed, go grab the popcorn, sit on the couch. We don't even think about it. And that's why I'm drawing some attention to it. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be sharing the Aid Your Way Out of a Binge model with you tonight, which is big. This is a hugely beneficial tool that I want to share with you that we've only up until now shared with our private FitMama clients. And I want to share it with you today because I know it's going to help you. Okay, so yeah, exactly, Katie. Hey, Tina, how are you? Okay, so number one, alert. So when we say aid your way out of a binge, it's AID. The first step is to alert yourself. Wake up to the fact that something is happening that is out of your control. You think it's in your control. You're like, I got to stop doing this. But it's actually not. It's like this thing that starts to happen without you knowing. So until you alert yourself to it, until you get realizing that that trigger has been triggered, it's nighttime, I'm going to sit on the couch, then you just keep going about the motions, right? So alert yourself. That's the number one, right? We alert ourselves. So there's a potential binge coming on. It's dark. We have some, feelings like we want some snacks. Maybe it's something sweet. Maybe it's something salty. Maybe it's something that we've wanted all day. That's cool. But when we alert ourselves to it, it's not about bringing in the guilt factor. It's not about, hey, Marianne, you suck. Hey, Katie, what are you doing again? No. No, it's none of this negative self-talk. All it is, hey, Marianne, you're doing that same habit again every night at 9 o'clock when you say you don't want to. When you wake up in the morning and you say, that was the worst idea ever. Why did I eat all that chocolate? But at the time, it seemed like a fabulous idea, right? That's because you shut off your mind and you went to it. So we're going to shut back on your mind and we're going to help you get through that. So there are a couple good questions coming up. So I'll answer those as we go. But the first thing is you're alerting yourself to that potential binge, okay? Going on to step 2, there is a path that we go to get there. The first step after you've alerted yourself is to accept the fact that this does not have to be a binge situation, or it does not have to follow the same pattern that you go through all the time. So think about alerting yourself and then going right into, hey, isn't that funny? I'm sitting down on the couch and doing that same thing I always want to do every night. Jen, get up off the couch. What more productive thing can you do? Maybe you want to watch TV. That's cool. You can watch TV. Put the food away. You don't need to eat. You had a great dinner. You're full. You're happy, whatever. Away. Okay, so accept the fact that what you did before does not need to happen again. It can be a one-time thing, it can be 100,000 times thing, but it's not having to happen every time going forward. Okay? It doesn't doesn't have to happen every time. So accept it. So say to yourself, okay, I'm alerted to this. I know my trigger is the couch or night or whatever. I don't have to accept that this is, so now what do I do? I've accepted it, I don't want to do it, but that's all I can think about is this ice cream or whatever. Number 2, the A is for alert. The I in aid your way out of a binge is this idea of invite. Invite in the feelings or the desires or the cravings that you're really having. Because if you're craving chips every night, if you're craving ice cream every night, if you're doing all these things that are out of your control, you're feeling like they're just happening without you knowing it, then something might be something you're avoiding, right? What are you escaping? What are you eating? Someone, I think it was Christine, said, I'm eating my feelings, right? So at the end of the day, your pool of self-regulation is empty. You have nothing more to draw on. There's no way you're getting yourself out of the house to go walk or run or gym or whatever. All you can do is just sit. Okay, cool. Invite in the feelings, the desires. What do you truly need right now? What are you denying yourself? What are you ignoring or escaping from that you need right now? Yeah, I'm looking at you. Oh yeah. What is it that you're ignoring? What is it that you're not paying attention to? What are you not taking care of all day and then going, I need something for me, right? We give all day and all night, and then we go, oh yeah, my tank is empty. Now what? So we fill it with ice cream or we fill it with something else, right? But that's an escape tactic. We don't want to be here now. We don't want to face it, right? So invite in the feelings. What are the true feelings? Is it that I'm tired and I just want to veg? Then maybe go to sleep, right? For me, this is a big one. I'll be like, oh, I don't want today to be over. I mean, I love tomorrow, but I still have so much I want to get done. And then, oh, you know, it starts all over again and blah, blah, blah. I don't want the day to end. So sometimes you just want that time, right? Yeah. But there's other things that you can do to give yourself that feeling of self-time, of attention, of, you know, maybe you love sitting on the couch every night because that's the time that you and your partner get to hang out, right? You can still hang out. How about in bed? How about having more fun than on the couch, right? There's so much stuff. That's okay. This will be recorded, so if you gotta go, you gotta go. Mwah, I love you. So really important to think about what is the feelings that I want. Right now, I want to connect with my partner. I feel like I haven't seen him all day. He's busy, I'm busy, you know, we get the kids thing gone, and then they're going to sleep, and then we go, okay, let's sit here and watch this TV and eat this food that neither of us really wants in any direction, but we just want to veg out, right? Which vegging out's cool, but having that no guilt factor and having that real, having sex, having more pleasure, inviting in the feelings that you're denying yourself, and then go act on them, right? Then go do something with them. Hey, what can we do together? Go to bed, right? Or have a bath, have a shower. That will replenish some of that, because the research shows, and I didn't finish my story because I always get sidetracked, the research on self-regulation and willpower and this amount that we have, which is just filling up a bathtub. It's filled up at the beginning of the day, it's depleted by the end of the day, and the one thing that works to replenish it or refuel it or fill it back up, obviously you're gonna go to sleep at night, that's gonna help, resting helps. Positive emotions. I know, it's craziness, right? Positive emotions actually help to refill this bathtub, refill this limited amount of this resource that you have and you're pulling upon all day long. So do something that brings you positive emotion, right? When you invite in your feelings, it's probably because you're feeling negative, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling tired, you're feeling anxious over things in the past or things in the future. it's very rarely in this moment that truly anything is wrong, right? If you're in the middle of a holdup or something, right? But otherwise, things are pretty chill in the moment. So when you realize that in this moment, this exact moment right now, if I stop and I look around, there's really nothing that I can be freaking out about. Nothing. Okay? Yeah, I know, preach it. I know, you just watch me get going. Anyway, let's move on. So refilling the bathtub, refilling your self-regulation comes from positive emotion. So call a friend who you love, call someone who's gonna make you happy, watch a comedy clip really quick that gets you pumped up, and then go have sex. Or, you know, do something that snaps you out of the mood and gets you in a positive mind space. That's going to help. Yeah, I know, right? I know. So moving on. I lost my notes here for this, and I'm gonna post this up, so you don't have to remember all this. I'm gonna post this picture up for our Toolkit Tuesday this week, okay? So save it to your phone and whip it out whenever you need to, okay? So invite in those feelings after you've accepted that I was alerted to this, I was triggered. Doesn't have to happen. I don't have to have a binge right now. I don't have to eat the popcorn that I've been waiting all day to eat at night. I just have to alert myself, accept that it doesn't have to happen, invite in my feelings. I know it gets fun at this point. And this is where the awareness really comes in, is inviting in those feelings. And thank you, Katie. Inviting in those feelings and thinking really about what you're trying to avoid, okay? So just articulating it, maybe writing it out, journaling about it or something, getting those feelings out. The amount of letters or journalings that I've wrote down that I've never said to people or showed anyone, but the cathartic effect of writing out how you're feeling, especially when you're frustrated, stressed, enraged, tired, any of those things, because it puts them down on paper and then it puts things in perspective, and you don't need to worry. You really just don't need to worry so much. So after you're aware of inviting your feelings, step 3, aid your way out of a binge, AID, aid your way out of a binge. Step 3 is to divert, okay? Divert. So we've alerted, we are alert. There is a trigger. Step 2, invite. I'm inviting in my feelings. Step 3, divert. Divert your attention. First of all, get out of the kitchen, close the freezer, get your mind off it, go call your friend, cue up the comedy show, play your favorite music and have a dance party. This one works well. When I'm about to do one of my least favorite tasks, which is clean, I'm not a huge keener of cleaning the kitchen especially, I will pump the music through the speakers, through my whole house, and I will be rocking it out in a mad way. And my favorite music, it gets me positive and it gets me through to the finish line, right? When you're just like, I have nothing left to give. This is why music and exercise actually pair really well together. So really important to think about that. So diverting, first of all, diverting you physically out of the situation. If it's always on the couch that you sit and have this binge, get off the couch, go outside if you can, go to another room, lock yourself in the bathroom, have a shower. Hey Teresa. Oh, thanks Katie, I love listening to you, get me positive mind space. Yeah, that's what we're about at FitMama. That's what we're about. Thank you. So yeah, really important. Oh, thanks Jane. Oh, you guys are making me blush. Oh, you're so sweet. And I appreciate your attention. I will finish up because you know I could talk for days. So the next thing after well, it's not really the next thing, but it's part of the divert, okay? So once you've diverted yourself, maybe you get out of Dodge, you get out of the situation, you know, just shake yourself, then you start to do the diversion of your thoughts and feelings and self-talk. Okay, specifically around your self-talk. What are the conversations? Listen in. This is your conversations with you. You can eavesdrop on them. What am I saying? Oh, but you really wanted that ice cream. Okay, but you don't really want that ice cream. You're not gonna feel like good about it tomorrow. Okay, you know, yeah. I wish I had this before I ate the drumstick. That's okay. You wanted the drumstick, cool, eat the drumstick. There's no rules. That's the thing. There's no rules. Oh, you missed the D, your phone died. D is divert, okay? So you're diverting yourself out of the situation. Diverting yourself out of the kitchen, out of the whatever, and then at that point, you're starting to tune in again, and you're gonna ask yourself, what is this dialogue going on in my brain? What is it telling me? How am I being affected? And I always point down when I talk brain to down, but that's your heart, and your heart knows, right? I know. I know, but your heart knows. Your brain is just nah, right? Like it just goes on and on and on. It takes you places. But what's really in your heart? What does your heart want, right? When you invite in those feelings and when you want to divert yourself out of it, who are you? Why do you deserve to be spoken to negatively by your own self? Why do you think that you can't avoid the chocolate bar, drumstick, or whatever, right? Why do you do it out of stress? If you do it out of fun and you're having drumsticks or parties or every day you want this, it's cool, right? Like I said, there are no rules, and we really try and implement that and impart that upon you in FitMama, because each day and each moment offers you a personal choice, right? Personal choice. Yeah, why you brush your teeth early so you're not tempted. That's a great one, right? That's a super good tool to use. So you divert yourself, you go brush your teeth, and then you're not gonna do it again, right? And then you get into the last very important step, which is the third A. So we had aid your way out of a binge. And like I said, I'm gonna post this up. And then we have the 3 A's. The first one is accept. Accept that you don't have to be in a binge. The second one is awareness around what are my real feelings? What's really going on here? And I don't have to, I don't have to choose to go that route just because it's part of my daily habits. I can choose a different route. And that's where the third one comes in. And the third one is affirm or affirmation. Okay, hey Keely. Affirmation. So affirmations are something that we talk a lot about in FitMama as well. And affirmations are just really one-liners. I like to keep them as one-liners because anytime they get longer than that, they get too long and they kind of confuse you. So if you're not familiar with an affirmation, it could be something simple, or it could be more complex or something that's more specific to you. But with my clients, we are always creating affirmations for them to use in times that they're triggered. And a simple affirmation might be, I totally love and accept myself. You can start saying that to yourself. So when you're trying to divert your mind or your attention away from the drumstick or away from the popcorn or away from whatever, divert yourself, get out of the room, go in a different environment, and then affirm using that self-talk, right? We talk to ourselves. We choose what we want to say to ourselves. Choose the words you talk to yourself. Instead of going, hey, you shouldn't have eaten that. You shouldn't have done this. Oh my gosh, then you're imparting all this guilt upon yourself, which is unnecessary. Affirm to yourself, I totally love and accept myself. Jen, I totally love and accept myself. And always do it in the I, do it in the me, use the words I am, because these things speak to your subconscious mind, right? So they help you reframe stuff. So say to yourself, I am able to not eat popcorn. I am able to not eat ice cream. I am not eating ice cream tonight. And leave the room. I'm not eating ice cream tonight. I'm not eating any more tonight, because maybe the ice cream will trigger you, right? Just pick a line that's something that's good for you to be saying over and over. And you can just say this over and over as fast as you can. So if I was to walk into the kitchen right now and I was, I really want ice cream. Open up the fridge. Maybe I get to that point and then I go, oh my gosh, trigger. I don't really want ice cream. It's 9:30 at night. I'm about to go to bed. I don't really care for this, but I really crave it. Okay. Invite in my feelings. What do I really want? Hey, Bobby, mwah, nice to see you. Happy anniversary and your little babe. Oh my God, what a cutie. So, okay, so last step, affirming to yourself, okay? Hey, Yang, hey. Affirming to yourself. What's your affirmation? What's your words that you're going to say to yourself to start retraining? I don't eat food at night after dinner. I don't eat junk food at night after dinner. I don't crave unhealthy foods at night after dinner. Whatever, something that you can keep saying to yourself, then just say it over and over. So it might be, I don't want to eat right now. That could be, I don't want to eat right now. Hey, Helena, thank you. Mwah. I don't want to eat right now. I don't want to eat right now. I don't want to eat right now. I'm going to go into another room. I'm going to start doing something. I don't want to eat right now. I don't want to eat right now. I don't want to eat right now. I jump in the shower. I start showering, or I jump in bed with my hubby, whatever. I don't want to eat right now. I don't want to eat right now. You can say this over and over. Hey, Erin, say it over and over to yourself, and that will get you away. And honestly, I think the studies show, oh, someone just told me this statistic the other day. I'm going to have to look it up. I think it's like 9 or 11 minutes, and then that craving, that binge, that anything will be gone. Lisa, I'm allergic to food after 7 p.m. That's awesome. But if you're hungry, eat, right? If you're hungry, eat. If all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I'm starving, just go and mindfully choose a portion of something that you want, right? It's not about, oh, I'm never going to eat anything, because then we start to want things, right? We start to go, oh, you tell me I can't have it? Oh, I want it, right? We go these kind of conversations. So really, really be honest with yourself. So that's the aid your way out of a binge. Number one, alert yourself to the situation and accept that it doesn't have to go on. Number two, invite in the true feelings or what you really want right now. What are you craving really? What is your heart and your mind craving? What do you really need? And it's probably something around the area of love or self-love. Okay, so contemplate that. And then after you are aware of those feelings, you can divert yourself. And this can happen pretty quickly, right? The minute you're alerted, I say divert and start thinking about your feelings. But get out of the situation. Don't stand there and stare at ice cream. Even if everyone else is having it, be like, gotta go have a bathroom break. And then affirm. Say to yourself over and over and over that one line, right? I'm not hungry for anything. I'm not hungry for anything. And leave the situation, right? And just say something that resonates with you. Find something. I love myself. That's enough. I care deeply about myself. I care deeply about myself. I care deeply about myself. And you can just say it over and over. And then by then it'll be all forgotten and you won't even remember. Okay? Try that on, FitMama. Thank you for joining me here tonight to listen in and share your questions. I did have some questions. I'm going to scroll back a little bit. Let's see. Yes, thank you, thank you. If you are hungry, can you drink water instead of eat food? Great question. A lot of the time, we are thirsty for water or different things. Thank you. And it tends to be that we think we're hungry. So yeah, absolutely. If you're hungry, if you're truly hungry, I wouldn't think food's gonna nourish you or satisfy you in any way. But if you're not hungry, you chug down a big water. Like I have like 16 to 20 ounce glasses of water. You chug one of those down and let me tell you, there's no hunger going on. At least unless you're legit hungry, then you probably need to go get some food. But choose wisely. That'll stave it off for a little bit for you to get into your mind frame of choosing something you want to eat, right? Too much when it's food, we just divert to something that's like, oh, I'm just eating this because it's here. But you don't want to do that, right? You really don't, because it probably is not reflected in your goals. Mary Ann asked, does the pool size relate to adrenals? Self-medicating is my biggest problem. Cute, thank you. Okay, Mary Ann, I'm not entirely sure what you mean. The pool thing that I was explaining, or this limited resource, limited amount of self-regulation it's not really, as much as it is a physiological thing, it's not really, so it's not specifically related to adrenals. Do you probably need adrenal support if you're exhausted or if you're binge eating or if you're not taking care of yourself? Probably. So that going to a naturopathic doctor would really be helpful for that. Self-medicating is your biggest problem. I'm not sure if that's what it is, but that might be what you're saying. You're just self-medicating with food because you're so worn down, you're so exhausted, you're just run down, you have nothing left to give, and you're thinking that food, because it has calories and energy and is going to give you energy by eating it. So that could be what you mean. Could be self-medicating with drugs or alcohol, which is also another form of binging, right? How much alcohol are you drinking? How much drugs are you doing, right? Become aware and ask yourself these questions. Are these things serving me? And is there a better way to be where I want to be and not have these things, right? Yeah, we all have stresses. We all got problems. We all got stuff going on, right? But it's our own choice about how we can react to things and what action steps we take. So it's super duper important to come at it from a place of compassion for yourself, to let go of the negative self-talk, say goodbye to guilt. If you have not murdered, maimed, raped someone or robbed them, guilty does not need to be entering your mindset, right? It does not. You do not need to feel guilty about something you ate or didn't eat or did or didn't do that is really not worthy of guilt, okay? So try not to use that word guilt in regards to you at all, because you probably did nothing to feel guilty for. And I know I'm famous for this when it comes to my mom, right? I'm like, oh, my mom made me feel so guilty about not coming to see her or doing this or not, whatever. And it's like, I am the only one that makes myself feel guilty, right? You choose to feel the way you feel. And if my mom is not making me feel guilty, it's me choosing that I want to feel guilty. So I stop blaming my mom, right? I want to stop blaming her, poor lady, and instead take ownership, right? Take that responsibility. And like we were talking about last week, own your own, right? Take responsibility for your choices. Your state of mind is about you, not all these external things. So thank you again. You know, I could chat for days on this. So thank you for being live here with me. We had an amazing turnout. I'm going to do more of these because this time of night seems to be actually a good one. I know it's the day in Australia and we do have a number of Aussies here, but most of the time the evenings work generally for a North American and sort of that kind of framework. I know our European friends don't get it either, but replays. This is all in replay. So if you want to watch it again, and I will post the toolkit Tuesday, Aid Your Way Out of a Binge. It's a little triangle diagram, so you don't have to remember it. Mwah, thank you for all the love. Might be more questions here. I'm just going to scroll. Food and snacks, but yes, yeah, good. Thanks, Marianne. Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you. Great. Thanks. So nice to see you all. Hey, Brooke. Hey, Heather. Oh, so many fun people here visiting. Yay. Mwah, mwah. Okay, gotta go. You guys gotta go to bed. Okay, have some fun tonight and aid your way out of a binge. Thank you. Bye.